Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be doing an in-depth review of the Chanel Classic Flap in the small size. Now this small size has been receiving a lot of hype as more the it bag when it comes to classic flaps. I love classic flaps. However, do you really need it? Now whether this is your first Chanel Classic Flap purchase or you have a decent collection, perhaps it's a lot of medium flaps, I wanted to do this video to help you decide with that purchase. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'm Jamie. I do videos on luxury handbag reviews and neutrals on this channel. I would love it if you'd like and subscribe. Okay guys, let's get right into the review. Let's talk about the size. If we look at it from a quilt count, the small classic flap has 7 quilts across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In terms of measurement, it's 9.3 inches across by 5.7 inches. Let's talk about pros and cons, starting with pros. One of the things I absolutely love about the small classic flap is the versatility due to the grommets. You have 4 of them at the top with the chain strap. It just gives you so many different ways that you can wear this handbag. Now I'm 5'2", so you can see how the bag hits on my petite frame body. You can double up the chain strap, wear it as a shoulder bag, or even just take the straps and then pull it through so it's one single strap. I think the shoulder strap look is very chic. But one of my all-time favorites when it comes to the classic flap is wearing it crossbody. And I think it certainly looks the best on this size, even more than the medium classic flap, because you get a little bit more chain length when it comes to the small size than you do on that medium flap. And another way that you can wear this bag is more of a clutch style, and then you can even tuck the straps in and have it as more of that cute little top handle as well. A big pro is caviar leather. I love that you can find caviar leather when it comes to small classic flaps, whereas the Chanel Mini, you can only find those in lambskin. It's only the last couple years that they got rid of the caviar in the minis. So if you are a big caviar lover like myself, then you're probably looking at getting a small classic flap or a medium size or above. Another pro, the small and the medium sizes are considered classics for Chanel. Now that mini size is not considered classic. It's actually a seasonal bag. With these classic bags, you can find them in very classic colors, like this is the beige Claire. Let's talk about cons. Now, big con is the price. After Chanel's latest increase, the small classic flap starts out at $7,100. The medium flap is at $7,800. Some may say that you should just go up to the next size, the medium, because that's only a couple $100 difference. I just want to caution to that, unless you're really going to use the extra size, I think the small size can in a lot of ways just be perfect. A con, I'm going to actually say the double flap, but the double flap can sometimes get in the way and even add a little bit of weight to this leather handbag. It's something that I've gotten used to over time with these classic flaps, but I did want to call it out as it's just not always the easiest to work with because you're having to take the flap on the outside and then the inner flap. You just have to get used to that. Now, what fits? Now I can put a mini O case in the small size, but it takes up a lot of room. I'm going to just take that out. I would say that the small size fits everything from the medium size minus the O case. It definitely fits my essentials, no problem. Let's talk about wear and tear. I'm going to cover a lot of the common issues that come with having a classic flap over time. We have the turn lock. This can receive scratches since this is metal, or you can have some tarnishing on the turn lock. Either way, you could go to Chanel, they can replace it, or have a leather surgeons and they can help with that as well. Another area is just the indentations that you can receive because of the weight of the chains can leave markings on the handbag, whether it's on the front or on the back. You just want to be cautious. So sometimes I'll put even a felt layer just to kind of protect the top. Another thing is it's that double flap. And you see I already have the felt on the inside. You can see this zipper, it can leave an impression if it's not laying correctly. Another call out, it can lose some of its shape over time because of the way that you get in and out of this handbag. You're always trying to like grab in and out, and it can just loosen up over time. The stress of the weight of the bag, it can cause some creasing. You can see, especially on the front and the corners, that can receive wear and tear. But again, creasing is probably the number one thing that I hate when it comes to classic flaps. Recommendations and thoughts. Now, do I think that you need to add a small size if you already have a couple medium-sized flaps in your collection? I don't think you do. In my experience, I started out my collection with minis, medium, and jumbos. It wasn't until the later half of my collector years that I added the small flap, but I definitely think you get the whole gist when it comes to classic flaps, whether you go down smalls or mediums, but I don't think it's necessary that you have both. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to how you curate your collection. What would you recommend when it comes to your first Chanel classic flap? I'm going to be a little bit biased and say the small size. And I do love the medium, but there's something about this compact cutie in the caviar leather that's different than the mini, because you can't get that in caviar. But I do love this. It's just the perfect type of classic flap bag for me. Okay guys, what are your thoughts on the small classic flaps? Have you thought about adding one to your collection, or maybe you have a couple? Let me know if you are adding any colors, your thoughts. I love to hear it all in the comments below. And with that, I will talk to you in my next video. Take care.